It's that time again. It's the podcast that takes your personal and professional life to a whole new level. Whether you're selling a product, selling a service, or selling yourself, one thing is for sure. You're always selling for life. All right, and welcome to another installment of the Selling for Life podcast, sponsored by Conequip Parts, a world of parts with a personal touch. This podcast is about more than just selling stuff. It's more than just selling yourself. It's a lot of stuff about life and selling. We think if you stick around, you'll get a lot out of it. I'm Steve, and I am joined on the phone by Mr. Al Alexander. How you doing today, Al?
Hey, how you doing there, Steve-O?
I'm doing better than you, I think.
I'm at home sick.
I know.
Stuck up my nose.
Okay, that's an
I
awesome
just had
visual.
homemade chicken noodle soup.
Nice. There's definitely something going around. I was wiped out from the time we did our podcast last week. I started getting sick. I was just barely able to get through the day, and then I got home and literally slept until Sunday. I did go to the urgent care to get some antibiotics, but besides that, I was in bed the whole weekend, and my wife was very annoyed with me because I couldn't help her around the house. She's not the type to give a whole lot of TLC when I'm sick, but I'm okay now. But now you got it.
Thanks for giving it to me. You're a good sharer.
Yeah, I wanted you to experience what I experienced and enjoy it. It's not fun, whatever it is. It's like a virus. Did you get it checked out or anything?
No, I'm the kind of person that doesn't go to the hospital or doctors ever.
No?
But,
okay.
Nah, but, it feels like any other flu, kind of, achy body, feverish, coffee, sick, sneezy kind of thing I've had before.
All right, maybe I'm
no
just
big deal.
Maybe I'm just a big wimp then. But
you might be. I don't know. Well, I tell you a funny story.
Okay.
So yesterday morning, I get up, I feel like crap, but I go to the gym anyways. And my wife comes with me. And we go, and I slug through, and I'm on my way to work afterwards. I get to the bottom of our driveway at work. There's a big hill. Mm-hmm. And as you make that turn, there's a big open kind of parking lot, no cars, and it's all white. And I start getting this vertigo. And I said to her, like a block or two from work, I'm like, I'm getting dizzy. Once I got to the bottom of the hill, I couldn't drive anymore.
Wow.
And she tried to, she's like, hey, let's switch, and I'll take you back home. And I'm like, man, it just hit me hard. And so I try to get out of the car, and, I basically am leaning left. My equilibrium, thinks I'm leaning left, so I'm trying to compensate or right or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like hanging on to the top of the door. It's slick and icy. I'm slippering. She's trying to pick me up and carry me. It's the funniest thing. And I'm laughing while it's happening. I'm like, I can't stand up, And I'm thinking to myself, we must look like idiots, right? Because I'm literally hanging sideways, thinking I'm standing up or trying to, and she's trying to get under me and get me into the. So she just drums up the strength and pushes me into the back seat right behind that door.
Right.
And drives me home and drags me in the house. I love my wife.
That's awesome.
We had fun.
Okay, great memory. Well, all of this yesterday. All of this is it's a memory now.
No, I know.
So all of this does bring us to our topic of the day, and the topic of the day is calling out sick from work. I think you get a kick out of my sick call outs because I always send you a text as soon as I know I'm not coming in, whether it's 9:00 in the night or 2:00 in the morning. I'll send you a text. And this last one, I just said not coming in, sick day, and that was it. Because that's pretty much all.
3:43 in the morning.
That was all the energy I could muster up. I think that was about 5:00 in the morning. But I don't know if you're a business owner. You've been on the other side where you've been an employee, but now you're a business owner, and people call out sick from our company all the time. I'm probably every day someone's calling out sick. When I call out sick, I hate calling out sick because I feel guilty. I feel like I should probably go to work anyway, this past time I knew for sure there was no way I was going to work. But other times I'm like, I don't feel good. I probably won't be that productive, but maybe I should go in, maybe I shouldn't. And then I literally have this conflict about how to send my text message or whether I should call. And if I do call, what I should say. And if I send a text message, what I should say and how I should say it. And I really stress out about it. So I don't think I'm alone. I think calling out sick is definitely kind of a big deal for employees and employers, of course, because a lot of people probably should go to work and others shouldn't go to work because they get everybody else sick. So
I use kind of a rule of thumb myself is if I have a fever, then then I have a lot of symptoms that will spread germs, I'll probably stay home.
Okay.
But that type of thing hasn't happened to me in a couple of years. This is the first time I've called off sick in a long time. But what I don't like is I don't like people coming and coughing and hacking everywhere. I prefer them to call off sick. In fact, a lot of times I'll be like, hey, you want to go home? Like, go home, please. Feel better.
Okay.
And I appreciate they're making the effort. But man, I don't want it spreading around our office.
Right. Okay.
Help it.
So then, I was talking to somebody today about that. I said sometimes employees will come in just so everybody can see that they're sick, and they are at least trying to make an effort. Then they know they're going home probably within an hour or two. And there's a lot of psychology behind the whole thing of calling out sick. Of course, a lot of people call out sick when they're not sick, and so those who are sick are worried that the stigma of calling out sick is going to reflect bad on them, that they're not really sick. So what I guess go ahead and give a message to employees everywhere out there. What's kind of like the guidelines? Like you just kind of laid it out. If you don't have a fever or symptoms, you're coming in?
Me, yeah. I mean, I'm just, that's the way I work. And I don't mind working sick at all. It kind of came from my mom and dad, seeing them. They never took off sick. I mean, I remember being a kid, maybe once or twice my parents took off sick, and my whole time was living at home, I can remember.
Wow.
It was like pneumonia was the reason. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about with Joe, having pneumonia. And I just never seen anybody take off sick. So why would I? Yeah, I don't know. I don't take off sick hardly ever. But I tell you what, if you got a sick day, use it. I don't care. It don't bother me.
Okay. So that kind of brings us to another part of this is people calling out sick when they're not sick. Is that something that an employer expects? Like you have sick days, people want to use them. So is that something that an employee can feel comfortable in doing, saying, you know what, I'm going to use a sick day today so I can catch up on some food shopping or get that thing fixed in the house that I haven't been able to get fixed during the week or whatever the case may be? Is that something that's
you're
acceptable?
Talking about a mental health day, maybe?
Basically, yes.
Yeah, like I guess you'd want to have some wisdom when calling off.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a situation where your department is down and someone else is already out, or
right,
you'd probably want to be cognitive. Timing is everything, I think. So, if you're cognitive of that and you're thoughtful of it, I would think it would work out.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to keep our processes redundant where other people can pick up where others have left off.
Mm-hmm.
And most jobs, I think, do. But I would say if you got the day, you should enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, here's some tips.
I mean, it's just a job.
Here's
it's
some
not like life and death. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's some tips for calling out sick that I'm going to go through, and why don't you just expand on it a little bit from your perspective? Choose the right method for contacting your boss.
Oh.
What would you say about that? Email?
Well, I don't like people calling me.
Write a letter?
And like pretending to be sick. Like I'm sick right now. Do I sound sick?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I called in my boss when I was in my 20s, I'd be like, I'd lower my voice and get it real deep like this.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, I'm sick. I'm calling off. Because we didn't text back then. So I'd rather someone just text me.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to have to hear your excuse.
Okay, so you should know, obviously, the way your company wants you to communicate with them. Maybe they want you to do all three, send an email, call, and text, whatever the case. But definitely choose the right method. You should call as soon as possible. Okay, so again, I send you text messages at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't appreciate that at all.
No, okay. And I'll tell you why. Okay, and I'll tell you why I do that, because I know there's a good chance I'm going to be out cold at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning from being sick, and I do not want to take a chance of missing getting the word out to people that I'm not coming in a timely manner. So I figure at 2 o'clock text message, you have your phone off, probably you'll get it when you turn your phone on or something like that. But call as soon as possible.
You can do that.
Keep it brief. This is a big one, I think. A lot of people kind of drone on and on about why they're sick and how they think they got sick and their symptoms and what's going on. As a business owner, as an employer, you probably just want them to just tell you that they're not coming in and that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all I need.
Right? You don't need the whole life story.
Just be brief.
Yeah. And you kind of...
I mean, I can hear it if they want to tell me. Maybe they want me to pray for them or something.
Yeah.
I do care about people. So if they want me to pray, like, oh my goodness, I just was in the hospital, like Joe, his wife kind of sent a message out, pray for Joe.
Okay.
He's in the hospital, so I will pray for my, friends and coworkers.
Gotcha.
But you get it.
I do. Sometimes there's a need for a little more elaboration, and you said this just a few minutes ago, let your team know. So if you're going to be out, you've got to at least give everybody else a fighting chance when there's a project or something going on that's going to be missing, where you will be missing for that particular day.
Yeah.
And then explain your availability. Now that I was sick 3 weeks ago, and I knew I was going to be okay enough to at least get downstairs and do some work, and I did a couple hours for us, and I let you know that. I'll be on the computer and I could. So explain your availability, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Degrees of how much you're going to be
very responsible,
incapacitated. Okay, and of course, mention any important information, kind of like what Joe did, or Joe's wife Stacy did, by saying what's going on and whatnot, and then follow up. If you're sick, you call out sick, and it's going to be, it very well could be another day. Maybe you should call in or whatnot. Just let them know, hey, looks like it's going to drag on for a little bit longer than just a day or two, and just follow up and make sure everybody knows that your situation has not improved, or it has improved and you will be in. Calling out sick. It's not a small thing, Al.
Yeah, man.
People do it all the time, but never talk about it.
You laid it out really well.
Do you know what time it is now?
Yeah, good job.
An inspirational thought, Al. Do you have one you want to share?
Yeah. When you're sick, just stay in bed, and severe flu Dayquil works really good.
Lots of vitamin C. And a little
zinc as well.
Okay.
And, eating oranges.
Yep.
And homemade chicken noodle soup.
And try to be healthy, because the company needs you. So try to, try to do things that'll keep you on the team and effective. So live a healthy lifestyle.
Amen, brother.
Well, Al, that's it. Thank you so much for plowing through for a few minutes here to talk about something that affects us all, calling out sick, being sick. And, I hope you get better. So that's it.
Yeah.
For our that's our 29th installment of the Selling for Life podcast. So remember, whether you're selling medical supplies or you're trying to convince your boss you really are sick, one thing is for sure, you're always selling for life.